Welcome to another episode of Patty's Panel. You're here, welcome. And if you're a returning supporter, thank you guys so much for coming back to the panel, y'all. Today we will be doing an advice video. I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, you should go follow me. I have two Instagrams, by the way. I have the Patty E and I have Patty's Panel. So I asked you guys to ask me questions on there about anything in the world that you want, judgment-free zone. And you guys asked me a few questions, so I want to get straight into it. So without further ado, let me give y'all a little bit of advice. Disclaimer though, I'm not a professional. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I ain't none of that. I'm just Patty. I'm just gonna do my very best that I can, giving y'all an example of what I would do, how I feel about the situation that you give me. So let's get into it. Question number 1. Advice on courting you. Honestly, I don't know how I got into conversation. This is supposed to be advice for y'all, but since you're asking, you know, I will go ahead and say it. I like to have a good time. Like, I like to be at home, but I equally like to be out in the world. There is a lot of world outside to experience. I feel like you're not supposed to just be cooped up in the house. To each their own, but for me personally, I like to go explore. I like to see the world. I like to do any and everything. So I enjoy going to the park. I enjoy golfing. I enjoy bowling. I enjoy painting. I enjoy pottery. Everything doesn't have to cost money, but thinking that you're gonna have me cooped up in the house is a negative. Experience the world in different restaurants, and I'm saying world, but like, I'm just being very broad. I mean, I do want to explore the world, but I'm not talking about that literally right now. I literally mean I want to go explore our city, you know, whatever city that we equally live in. I want to go explore. I want to go try new restaurants. I want to go try the new ice cream shop. I want to go see that park we never saw before. I want to go hiking. I want to do it all, you know. And so I don't like to be limited to the four walls of my house. I don't want to be limited to the four walls of your house. And so that's very important to know when you're dating me. This was actually a very big topic when I had a therapist. It was something that was very big and heavy on my mind, because I would feel guilty about asking the person I'm dating, you know, to just go experience the city a little bit. Like, I just felt bad, either it was because like monetarily, or I just felt bad because the other person liked to be in the house. And you know, she really made me comfortable with understanding that this is the type of person I am. You have people that like to do stuff, and you have homebodies, and I'm somewhere in the middle. So you know, I don't ever want to just push myself into only being a homebody because I'm with you, because in results I'm going to resent you, because I do like to go outside. I do like to do stuff, you know. I do want to just go sit at the park and vibe. I do want to go to the bar and vibe. I do want to go see that new restaurant they opened 20 minutes away. So you know, that's just me, and that's just my personality, and I've learned to not suppress that in relationships or people I'm dating, because I've done that before and it has built a lot of resentment on my end. So you know, just moving forward and learning myself and growing into the woman that I want to become, that involves being more vocal, and that also involves me not suppressing or minimizing who I am to try to fit the mold of the perfect girl for you. Because I'm trying to fit the mold for you, but you're not the perfect guy for me, because now I'm changing myself. So now I'm changing myself, but I'm trying to be everything for you, and all in all, it just does not work out. So in conclusion, there's a lot of ways to court me. But you know, I'm just speaking on the one that came to mind. When I think of courting, I think of getting to know each other, experiencing life together with one another. And for me, that involves doing different things. Like, I'm a hobby type of person. I'm a try a new thing type of person. I want to go paintballing, I want to go fishing, I want to go painting, I want to go to a poetry night, you know, I want to go to the park, I want to go to that new ice cream shop, I want to go watch airplanes take off. Like, I like all of it. So I just think it's very important for me moving forward to be very vocal about how I like to do things. So if you thought that you were going to just seclude me in the house, then I don't think we will be a good fit. I hope that was some advice for you, since you asking about me and it's not even supposed to be about me. Question number 2. How do you go about going off on people that try to play in your face? Many might disagree, but personally for me, I am a kill them with kindness type of person. And you know, that's just the type of person I've always been. However, I do believe that, you know, you gotta make people understand what's up. So either that's communicating to them, but some people you can communicate to them 30 million times. If they're not trying to understand you, they're just not trying to understand you. If they're not trying to see your point of view, they're just not trying to see your point of view. And depending what's going on, maybe they are in fact playing in your face. And in cases like that, baby, I kill them with kindness. I'm here 1 minute, poof, I'm gone. And so if you feel like they're playing in your face, maybe you should speak on it. And maybe that might help this situation. But more times than not, when people are playing in your face, they already know what's going on. And so they're going to act a little dumb, a little stupid towards it. So in that case, maybe you need to curse them out. I'm not a fan of cursing people out, but I've done so in my fair day. You know, I just really don't like it, because I feel like, why do I gotta talk to you crazy for you to understand? I feel like once you curse people out though, sometimes they're like, oh, you was for real. You are graceful and you are kind and you are nice to people. People just think like all shit is all sweet. So honestly, I think you should go about it however you feel best in your body and your soul. Don't do anything that you would regret. Don't do anything that you can't stand 10 toes down on. Like, if you're gonna curse them out and you're gonna use those words and you're gonna say whatever it is you gotta say, stand on it, right? Because I don't like when people say stuff and they don't stand on it. People will play in your face. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna act like I never played in people's face. I've definitely played in people's face, and people have definitely played in my face. Honestly, I think it's the circle of life. But honestly, do what's best for you and make sure you stand 10 toes on it. Make sure that after you think about it long and hard, you think about what you're gonna say long and hard, you think about what you're gonna do long and hard, you stand on business, like literally business, big business. Question number 3. Overcoming feeling stuck or lost. Have you been here, and how did you get through it? Oh girl, have I? Unfortunately, I have felt lost / stuck more times than I would like to admit. I assume you're just talking about life itself, you know, just feeling lost, feeling stuck in life. I've been through it, girl. And like I said, I have been through it multiple times, and honestly, I go through waves of this feeling. But to be quite frank, after just going through it various times, I don't think that it's inevitable. Like, I think it is bound to be that you are going to be living your life, God willing that you are alive and breathing. You're going to feel like you're lost and stuck at any given moment. We're all feeling lost. Wow. But no, seriously, I just feel like it's an inevitable feeling. But I will say, how I feel like I get through it is, one, through praying. I could definitely do better at praying though. I won't even be one to lie to you. I've been through moments where I felt this way and I really did slack in my prayer. But I do think praying is number one. Like, it should be number one. This is advice to me and you. I feel like prayer, you know, just giving yourself that moment to just speak to God and let it out and be free. You know, there's no judgment. There's no one that's gonna go and laugh about it behind your back. There's no one that's gonna go spread your insecurities or spread whatever it is that you're feeling lost or stuck in, you know, because people are judging, people are judgy, people be judging. It just is what it is. But the thing that I find very comforting about prayer and God and, you know, my religion personally, is just knowing that I can go pray, I can let it out, I can cry, I can be snotty nose, you know, hair looking crazy, mascara running down, and I can let it out. I can be free. I can just say what it is that I feel deep down in the pits of my heart and my soul, and just let it be, you know, just let it be, and know that there's no judgment. Another thing I will say is journaling. Journaling has been a lifesaver, not in the ways that you may think, but shit, I'll say all the ways. Letting it out. Once again, I really think it's important to let it out. Coming from someone that bottles things up inside, you know, sometimes I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to express myself to anybody. You know, I'll just be consumed. I'll be consumed with the feelings and the thoughts of I'm stuck, I'm confused, I'm lost, and it will literally just eat me up inside. Like I said, prayer, number one, journaling, number two. It's bittersweet though, because I'll look at it and I'm like, ha, you know, I overcame. Like, that too really did pass. Like, it really was just a moment, and now I'm looking back at it, and you know, I'm living in answered prayers, or something that I wish for, you know, it's here now, or something that I wish would have ended, it's over now. So, you know, that's very sweet of the journaling part. The bitter part of the journaling is also looking at some of the dreams and the goals that I have and realizing I have not accomplished them, or I have not done my part to accomplish them, or I have been doing my part and it just has not flourished yet. So, you know, like, it really does put in your face like, ha, it's a dream and it's a goal, and either it's a dream and a goal that is no longer a dream and a goal, or it's a dream and a goal and I've made some progress, or it's a dream and a goal and I've made no progress. But I think journaling is beautiful in that aspect, because you're able to see everything in its entirety. You're able to see how you felt in a certain moment, you're able to see how you're feeling in a certain moment, and you can look back on it later in time. It just helps me to be present in the moment, honestly. And like I say, let those feelings of feeling stuck and stagnant and lost out onto some paper. Drika Gates, she actually does something. She journals and she burns the piece of paper. So I don't know what she be saying on them pages, honey, but she literally will write. And she says she does this every morning. She'll write whatever she needs to write down and she burns it. She burns it. So you can't say someone found your journal, honey. Ain't nobody found that diary, honey, because she be burning them pieces of paper up. So that's an option for you as well. You can journal it and have something to look back later on, you know, just to see how far you come or how far you're slacking. You know, hold yourself accountable, or, you know, just really give yourself a moment to humanize and understand that you are a human being going through a human experience, and some things work out and some things don't, or some things take time, you know. And so just really going through the ebbs and flows of all of the different journeys and paths that your life may take, and writing it down and be able to see it later on. Or you can burn it. You can burn it and then it's gone, you know. So if you really want to be like da 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 da, bow, burn it, and you know it's gone, it's done, you have let it out, you have released it, it's gone, then you do so too. So what are you feeling lost about? What are you feeling stuck about? You know, are you people pleasing? Are you trying to people please? Because that was a big one for me. People pleasing was a big thing for me that made me feel lost. I really am very thankful for my therapist, because she had walked me through a lot of my thought processes, and you know, when we would just get into it and really chop it up, a lot of the things that I felt like I was stuck in, or I feel like I didn't belong in, or I feel like I didn't know where else to go in, is because maybe I wasn't meant to be there. When she asked me what I really wanted to do with my life, where I really see myself, where I see myself in my most happiest place, doing what it is that I love, and how I could see myself growing, you know, I was just talking endlessly, and she was like, bingo, bingo, that is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You feel stuck because that's the box that you're trying to place yourself in, because you feel like you're supposed to put yourself in there, either because of society, because of your parents, because you feel like you're supposed to, you know, people pleasing. You feel like that's the safe way to do things. Whatever your reasoning is, you're trying to put yourself in that box, and because you're putting yourself in that box, now you feel stuck. Now you feel like you don't have nowhere to go, because you're trying to put yourself in a box that you never fit in to begin with. Like I said, when I was speaking about the career and the goals and the dreams that I had, and I could speak on it, and it was just flowing, and she could see that I was excited, and you know, I could keep going on, and you know, it could lead to another conversation and lead to another conversation, and it literally was just like the tree of life. There was no stuck. There was no loss. There was no stagnation. You know, really just think about what it is that you want out of your life. Really think about, how are you approaching your life right now at this moment? Are you people pleasing? Are you doing the safe thing? Are you doing what you feel like you're supposed to be doing? Are you doing what society says you're supposed to be doing? Are you doing what your parents say you're supposed to be doing? Are you doing things because you're just trying to be safe and secure? Because trust me, I say all of those reasons because I completely understand each and every one. However, you know, those things can make you feel stuck. It can make you feel stuck. It can make you feel like you have a ceiling. You have no way out, because maybe that's not where you're supposed to be. Completely understand, like, just taking the safe way, and you know, doing things because you have to and not necessarily because you want to. But you know, you have to bring all of these things to light. Let's not act delusional, right? So hopefully, you know, through prayer, through journaling, really trying to get to the root of why you feel stuck in the first place, and figuring out how to move forward. You realize what is right for you and how you feel like you can move forward, and what you need to do to get out of that mental rut, that stagnation that you're in, and really put some time and thought, like really think about it. And these thoughts are not always pleasant thoughts. They're not the easiest of thoughts. You might really get upset. You might really get sad. You might really get, you know, disappointed. You might really feel some emotions when you're working through why you feel this way, but allow yourself to feel the feelings and see how you can get out of it. Like, you really just have to think about how you can get out of it and what's the most practical way for you. I wish you the very best. I completely understand how it feels to be lost and stuck. I go through those emotions too often, more than I like to admit, but I also feel like it's just a part of life. It's a little bit inevitable. Like I said, you can have it all together, you can have it not together, and equally both parties feel like they're lost and stuck. So don't compare yourself, don't compare your journey, don't compare where you are. Meet yourself where you're at. Give yourself the grace to grow and forgive yourself and give yourself patience, and just know that you might feel like you're in a box, but maybe the box has a lid. Maybe the box has an opening and you can see yourself up out of there. Next is leaning into your single season. I think leaning into your single season is the most important thing that you will ever do. Older, you know, and as we get older, relationships, marriage, all of that. And let me be very clear, I think companionship is amazing. Companionship, beautiful. However, don't shoot me. I don't think it needs to be your every being. I do think it's very important, like it is vital, if you actually ask me, that you have a moment in time that you get to know yourself. And I mean get to know yourself, so no one can never come in try to tell you who you are. We are always changing, we are always growing, and I think it's very important to know yourself in various aspects of your life whenever it comes for you, because you know you will change and become a different person at different parts of your life, and it's very different for everyone else. But I think it's important to always know and reintroduce yourself to yourself. I think we always are trying to introduce ourselves to other people. And so, you know, when I think about leaning into your single season, enjoy it, right? Like, don't look at it as something that you are missing. I don't think it should be viewed as a lack. Like, it can be viewed as a desire, and you can make that desire very clear and plain and write it down and, you know, pray about it and do whatever you need to do. Be intentional, but always be intentional about yourself. And whatever it is that you feel like you need to learn, these are the moments. You know, none of us are perfect. We all have flaws. While you can be single, like I said, you know, I'm trying to find the right words, but I think it's very important to not lean into what you are lacking. Don't lean into what you don't have. I know it's easy to see people in their relationships, you know, especially during such a season, right? Where people are getting married, people are getting engaged, people are having kids, people are in very serious, committed relationships. People are just in various phases in their dating lives. And it's easy to compare because I have done it. And it's very easy to look at yourself like, what am I not doing? Shit, what am I doing that I need to stop doing? You know, but honestly, I just really feel like in due time, never know the cards, you know, the path that your life will take you sometimes. And so don't get hung up on that. I really don't think you should. I think you should just take it as a time that this is what I'm supposed to be focusing on, me. This is my me time, you know, and I need to love myself. I need to embrace myself, and I need to be okay with whatever season I'm in. If it's a single season, it's a single season. Some people go through single seasons for a long time. And you can look at it however you want. But I personally think you should look at it as a very fruitful time. You know, but in the meantime, I'm going to be dusting myself off. I'm going to be dealing with whatever I need to. I'm going to be working on the characteristics I know I can improve, and so on and so forth. Alright, and last but not least, the last question is, maintaining long distance friendships. It's hard. It's hard. I think it's very important that you guys be very transparent and very direct about what it is you guys expect out of the friendship. And understand where you guys are at now. We're adults. We're adults. We have our own little lives happening, you know, and it's very easy to get consumed by that. Depending on what your dynamic is now, maybe y'all talk on daily, maybe y'all don't. It's very important to be very clear about what it is right now and what it could possibly be in the future, because I think at first it starts off y'all are talking very often, but you know, they, wherever they move to, they're getting more comfortable, they're going out more, you know, they're meeting new friends, whatever, so on and so forth. And then you're here and you have your own life continuing to go on. So I think it's very important to know the aspect of what things could turn out to be. Scheduling in, you know, might be necessary. I know it sounds like a business meeting or something, it sounds like a Zoom call meeting, you know, it sounds very formal, but I think it's very important to do what you have to do so you know how to move in this relationship. I think being intentional and being honest that, you know what, girl, let's make a plan to talk every Friday at 6 p.m. right when I get off work, or let's make a plan to talk every Tuesday at 5 p.m. and I'm gonna talk to you on the way home. And it might seem like, oh, I have to pencil you in, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do, like especially when you're trying to be intentional and keep up the communication and keep up the energy, you know, that it was before you left. Or you can just be organic and you call each other when time permits. However, you know, trying to plan accordingly is very important as well. I think it's also important that everyone be flexible and everyone just understand where the other person is coming from, but don't let the distance be too big of a thing. Y'all are a phone call away, and let that be the first step for many things. You know, when you notice, hey, I ain't talked to my friend in a little minute, pick up the phone and call her. Don't think twice, don't think too hard, just be like, hey, I ain't talked to her. Hey girl, you know, like don't think too deep about it, just call. You know, if you notice she hasn't called you in a while, don't think too deep about it, just call. Put your ego aside. Like I said, life, distance, it can cause things to drift. It's kind of natural. However, try to just be intentional as much as you can and understand that the dynamic might change, things might change, but hopefully that does not change the love that you guys have for one another. All right, y'all, that's it. That's all the questions I had for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's advice video. I hope I could give y'all a little nugget here or there, you know, to take with y'all into your journey. I really enjoyed this video and I hope to do it again. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, the Patty E, or at Patty's Panel. And yeah, that's it, y'all. I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you guys as always, and I think I've done enough yapping, so I look forward to talking to you guys later.